Hi, everyone. Good afternoon from Vienna. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Making It in Austria. I'm your host, Adela Mehic-Dzanic. I'm Bosnian, and today is one of the first specials of the Making It in Austria series with Luisa. Hi, Luisa. How are you?
Hi, Adela. I'm good. Thank you. And how are you doing?
Good. As we just chatted before, I wouldn't mind a few days of vacation, and I wouldn't mind some sleep.
Yeah, okay. So you should come to Cyprus, where we still have 32 degrees and the sea is wonderful.
That would be a good, I would sign up to that immediately with the whole family. I hope that in the future we can work more remotely. This was a good introduction. Luisa, tell us a little bit about yourself. So where are you, what you're doing? So what's your, focus at the moment?
Yeah. First of all, I'm very, very happy to be here with you. And secondly, I would like to build on what you were saying about the working remotely. This is, I would like to start from there because long before the COVID and all the challenges that we had last year, and this year as well, I chose to work remotely. And so it was 9 years ago. I was contacted by a company in Austria again, and one of their executives needed some executive coaching, and he was basically traveling all around the world, and he had his office in Austria, but the headquarters was in Canada actually. And he was the vice president sales, and he had a team of 12 people, and 11 of them were speaking different languages, and they were coming from different cultures. And so this was really an interesting topic for him to address. And this was also part of the topics that we had to discuss during our sessions. In order to be able to deliver the sessions, we had to work with Skype. I probably Zoom was not yet around. For sure,
so.
Google Meet, no, not yet. So sometimes we use the phone, sometimes we use, it depends on which airport he was. So basically his office actually was where the VIP lounge of the airports, because he was always around. And he had a family in Italy with 4 children and the 5th on his way. And so it was very, very challenging for him. And so I told to myself, well, if he can manage that, I can manage that too. And so I started in a way realizing my dream, accomplishing my dream of working remotely, because that was one of the things that from the very beginning of my profession that is related to leadership. I am a leadership mentor and coach for C-levels. I also am in the board of advisors of some companies. And recently I started training people to become coach again, after a while that I was not doing that, but I really miss that. So this is something that I'm going to start very in a few weeks. And so when I started my job back more than 15 years ago, my daughter was a little kid, and I really wanted to spend the most time possible with her. And I thought that to have a profession that I could deliver by phone or where I mean, things were developing also in terms of Skype and so on, that would be great. then the technology was not so developed as we know. And so I started with the phone, but then this was something that I really liked to do. And I was talking about Cyprus because I live in Cyprus, but for many months last year, almost 1 year and a half, I was in Vienna. And in between, I go to Milan because my daughter and my partner, they live there. And so I am a little bit all over the place. And this is one of the advantages of working in this way. This is something that I really, really like very much.
And so your first contacts or reason for Austria, you and Austria, is because of that first job that you got 9 years ago, right?
Yeah, in terms of work, yes. But last year, as Cyprus is very, very hot during summertime, I came into Vienna because I wanted to check if it was a good place for me to spend 3 months during summertime and the others in Cyprus. And the COVID exploded and I was trapped there. During the first lockdown, I couldn't even go back to Cyprus. And so I had to rent an apartment because all the all the hotels were closed and all the Airbnb were closed. And so that was my only option. And as you probably know, when you rent in Austria, you need to keep the apartment for 1 year and 4 months, and that was my case. So I was going back and forth with Cyprus because my company is in Cyprus actually, and so but anyway, I could enjoy Vienna, and it was really a wonderful experience. It's an enchanted place from on one side, and on the other side is a wonderful place to live because of nature, because of so much history. Wherever you look, you have those wonderful things that talks about beauty and richness and joy. So all those trees, it's amazing. Yeah.
I could say the same for Italy. So I'm a big
in
fan
Italy,
of
we
Italy.
have everything.
Exactly. So I've been in Milan, I think 2019. So end of 2019 with my husband. So we enjoyed it very much, especially, you know, of course, the architecture, the art, as well the food. It was amazing. So we just talk about, you know, ordering pizza in Austria, and in Milan we had the best one. It was just just an ordinary place, you know. Let's say it wasn't like 5 stars or so. It was just around the corner, and we sat there and we had the best pizza in Italy, so in Milan. So I would say we would sign up. So my whole family sign up immediately for that part of the world as well.
Who knows? Maybe.
You never know. You never know. So that's how we met.
Once you're done with Austria,
then we go making it in Italy, and then
absolutely, yeah. If you believe in karma, maybe that at a certain point your relationship with Vienna will end and you will be able to move to Italy. Yeah,
would be nice, at least for a couple of months, a year. That would be lovely. Coming to how we met. So we met in person at one of the Making It in Austria monthly get-together. It was actually the first one face-to-face in July. And we enjoyed a conversation. And prior to that, we met on social media. So we met actually on LinkedIn and through the contacts, through our mutual contacts. And then we saw each other in the Speaking Booster Challenge and many other occasions. So how do you, Luisa, use LinkedIn and all other networks to network and to find interesting contacts?
Oh, well, again, back 10 years ago, probably, maybe more than 10 years ago, I was a very well-known organizer in terms of events. And this was something that really came easily to me to organize things. But then I found out that it was also sucking my energy so much. And so even if it was a gift that I had, and I probably still have. I chose to let it drain out because it was really too much for me. But anyway, I was organizing many events for organizations, for networking, for different things.
Mm-hmm.
And so networking has always been very close to my heart. Just because when you network, you have the chance to meet other people. And I think that this is the best thing that can happen to a human being. And so I approach other people with let's see what happens here. Let's find out what we have in common and what we can share, and where we are complementary and where we are very different, because difference is the salt of life. So it really gives a lot of movement to things. And so when LinkedIn started to grow, it was probably the first social media that I subscribed, because I'm very business oriented. So I was not utilizing Facebook so much, and still nowadays Facebook is not really the place where my target is or where my main interests are. So I really like to be on LinkedIn, and I have my own time slots during the week that I book for myself and for networking, especially for networking. And I really like to ask people to get in contact with me and to have a discovery call, and then to find out more. And then actually, this is a very, very good way also for meeting people that could be our business partner, for instance, or who could refer us, or who could ask us about something that we can help them with. That is something, again, amazing for me. And so I really like to ask the question, what can I do for you? Or how can I help with? And when I do that, I specify that I am talking also on behalf of my network, because I have a very selective network. Even if we have 4,000 people, it's very selective, because I almost met on time everybody. Not all of them, that would be a lie, but not all of them, but most of them. And so I know that I can count on them. And this is something that really gives me joy. This is something that really makes my life worth living. This is something really, really amazing.
I second that. So because for me, I discovered it when we moved to Austria, actually. So in Sarajevo, so I was on in a different journey. So, and I have, as well as you said, different interests. So for me, networking is as well, it grows and develops with me as well. So for instance, at the moment, I meet everyone at the park, so at the Augarten. So that's the place to meet, and it's at a very usual time. So it's around 1 o'clock when my daughter is still awake and not fuzzy, so we go for a walk. And on those walks, every week I meet 1, 2, 3 people in person. And for me, that's, for instance, the way how I go with the current situation, because I have a little baby. So I don't want to go into these late evenings or going to another side of the city, travel for an hour back and forth for what? So I'm as well, exploring this, ways. I'm just, okay, now it's this situation, so how I can make the best out of it. A year ago, for instance, when it was the Corona, when everything moved online, so I was doing virtual coffees. So I was meeting people. I was doing at least 2 of them meeting two new people from my network, because as you said yourself, on LinkedIn I have like thousands and thousands of contacts and followers, but honestly I don't know most of them. So because you connect with people because you have similar interests. For instance, women in tech would be one of the interests, or technology related or business related. So we connect, and then I'm not this kind of person that connects immediately and said, let's have a call. So I also let things go some on its own, basically, so that we see, okay, there's something, so what this person wrote or something that she shared or he shared that brought my attention, and I want to meet this person, or I would like to have a call and have a chat or WhatsApp whatsoever with this person. So I'm not in that way that I'm going to just immediately, once we connect, I'm immediately sending the calendar link and saying, okay, let's have a talk, and so on and so forth, because my network is very broad-based and diverse because of the nature of the things that I'm doing and business that I'm doing. So I'm kind of very open, I would say, very open in that sense, and eager to meet new people, as you said, because walk and talk, and you just get the ideas start flowing. These creative juices, they start working. It's like, okay, you should what are you looking for, what are your interests, and so on. You engage in conversation, so it's not Q&A. It's a conversation, as you said yourself. It's just we like now we are chatting, and that's how we chat. We have a 1 hour walk, and then we figure out, we know so many people already, and we have many interests, and if not, we should connect this person with that person.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are aligned on that. But one of the topics that you and I wanted to specifically talk in this special was about internal networking. So I'm really curious on your take on that, especially so during these restrictive times, and for the future, thinking of people working from home, working remotely, or from wherever they want. So how will they meet, and how will coffee chats or lunches, when you get all this information and wisdom that has been stored throughout this and shared throughout the generations? I'm curious on your takeaway on that.
Yeah. I remember that when I was living in Italy, I moved in a new building, and I wanted to give a small welcome party for all the people living in the building. Just say hi and open my house in order to have people come and meet me, and it didn't work, and so nobody showed up, and that I thought to myself, what's wrong? And then that was in Milan. Milan in itself, it's a city that it is sometimes a little bit pretentious, and it doesn't opens up exactly in the same way it seems it opens up. And people are very how can I say, they do not like much to meet with other people, especially in the building. And this is something very, very weird for me, because I grew up not far from Milan, but it was a completely different situation. So if I needed anything, I could go on my floor and I could ring the bell and I could talk to someone, even if that someone was someone who I didn't meet before. And the same, I saw that happens in corporations, especially big corporations. So when you work, for instance, today I was facilitating a triangle discussion meeting that it is usually the kickoff of an executive coaching journey. And I was talking with those executives, and one of them is also the owner of the company. The company is not so big; it's less than 100 people, between sort of 80 people. They know each other. They know each other, so they actually don't need so much the networking. But for instance, I remember that once. I was in a very, very well-known company, one of the Fortune 500 companies, and I was working with them as a trainer and as a mentor. And when I was asking, is there anybody who can tell people who were not attending today what we went through today in order to align them on the program? Nobody had the phone number of nobody. That was something that really what, how is that possible? No, because we are from different departments, and okay, but you work together. How it was? We didn't have a WhatsApp yet, so probably WhatsApp helped to some extent to have the phone number of someone else, and so that was really, really weird. And so, as I was mentioning before, I was the person who was organizing events in order to meet, to have a chat on whatever topic. It doesn't matter what, because otherwise they were just meeting at the coffee machine and they were complaining about something, and that was not good at all for the health of the climate and for the health of the organization, of the people in the organization. So it was really fun. It's very, very important, the networking, because for many reasons. I mean, if I still were working in a company, for me it would be very important also because it is related to my employability. So the more people I know, and the more possibilities I have the day that I wanted to leave the company, to have more chances to be connected with someone who might give me the opportunity to work with them, for them, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it's a very selfish thought, but it is, but it is, we were talking about the Maslow pyramid before. This is the basics of the Maslow pyramid. I mean, we needed to have a little bit of selfishness, because we have a body and we have to nurture our body in some way. So at least we need a work or a lot of money without working, but this is not something that always happens to everybody. Okay, so most of us need to work, and so it's very good. Joking aside, it's very good to be connected with many people, and also another thing that is very, very good. It is. So I think that we are entering an era where when people in organizations need to be more entrepreneurial, and in doing that, for many reasons that it's too we do not have enough time today. Maybe another time we will talk about that. But I think that they need to be able to organize themselves and to be entrepreneurial, and to let their creativity take place in actions during working time and among the team, and so on and so forth. And to do that, it is very important that you know who you are talking to, basically. And so it's very important that you have a chat on, again, whatever topic, because you know how the other person think, you know what they like, you know what they miss, you know what their challenges are. It is exactly as if you were an entrepreneur outside of the corporation or of the organization. When we meet people, this is probably also your experience, but when we meet people, we would like to know if we can do something for them, if we can help them, if we can refer them to someone else or refer someone else to them. And so it's very important that we know what people like, what people need, what challenges they are going through, what they are celebrating. For instance, it was very good by that time that I was working with that corporation, because we did a very nice thing. So a sort of speed dating that was with people in the organization. And so it's not, oh, do we have someone?
Yes, of course.
There we go.
She couldn't find me in the other room, so now she's here.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, she's growing so fast.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I was saying, it is very important that we know what is going on in the lives of other people, especially those who are around us. And this is important on many levels. And so I think that this is a topic that we should talk more about. And we probably, I think that I asked you if we could do something together. I mean, to craft something to let organizations have maybe a short ebook or a short video, whatever, in order to start to ignite that topic and to start to awake companies, because this is a very important topic. Because when you have people in your organization who are aware of what is going on around them, they are also much more creative, much more productive, much more involved, much more engaged, and they really can help each other, contribute to each other. And so then happens something that I call creationship. So I think that we are going towards an era where relationships will become creationships. So where we together create something, because relationship is something where we have different degrees of distance. The closest we are, the more related we are. But it doesn't mean anything in terms of creation, in terms of contributing. When you are in a creationship instead of relationship, then you can really talk about cooperation. But I mean, it's even beyond cooperation.
I like what you said. I like what you said. And I was thinking about it throughout my experience. So I remember when I came here to Austria, I gave myself, so it was my goal. So I wanted to meet every single person that was working at least on my floor to start with. So it was not department, it was the floor, because it didn't make sense for me to meet only people who are sitting in the same room. It was like the floors. I was dividing them through the floors. And then when I conquered one floor, then I would continue to the next floor and meet all the people. And we were around 200 people through the 4 or 5 floors, and a couple of 50-ish people throughout the whole Austria. So that was one of the things. And I remember one of my managers, so, when you're working through different departments to solve something, and that was as well my role, facing customer and making sure that we have everything in place internally. And you need so many people to give their, advice, and they give their yes. So that if you don't know the ways how to find this person, it can take for weeks. And I remember when my manager once was saying, oh, he's not answering emails, check the Facebook. Right. So it's also one of the things that you need to know, as you said, where is this person? You know, is this person on answering emails, or is this person a smoker? So there's like a smokers are outside, and, you know, in these 5 minutes that they're smoking, they get to know all the information, then they share all the information, and they know each other. So they kind of bond, you know, and they exchange all the information. Or, you know, the people who drink the coffee, you know, and they sit at the table and so on, or visiting different workshops. So it's very important to know where are the people. So if I send an email, don't get an answer in 2 days, you know, something is wrong. I need the answer within 1 day. In the least, so in other cases, I would just go down the floor. So I would just take the elevator and go to the second floor and just find this person in person and just say, look, I need this, I need to check this. And it has as well with this, you know, ourselves taking the initiative and put, as you said, that's the entrepreneurial spirit, right? You're saying, I have this project, it's my ownership on one side, and I'm going to take it till the end. So I'm not going to go around and complain and say, oh, he's not answering my emails for 2 days and so on. I will just see, okay, is there anyone that knows how to go around this person, because it's not answering to anyone. So check the Facebook or go in person or check where are the smokers. And that's how it goes in life as well, in career, in business, and so on. So you need to find where the people are together. That was really crucial at the beginning for me. And as well, this making sure as well this that I know, you know, I want to do this, right? So it was one of my goals as well. So to know people who are around me, and not always from the selfish reasons, right? But as well, you know, some people you just want to have a coffee with, and you just chat about the, you know, running opportunities. I remember when I moved to Vienna, so I didn't know much. So we just moved freshly here, and we didn't know the city well. We didn't know the country well. So we didn't know what people do over the weekends. We didn't know the phrases. We didn't know, you know, what coffee do you drink, or where do you go? I mean, do you go for brunch, or, you know, what do you do when skiing season, when you should go, I should not, and all these little advices. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm better going to talk to Horst or to Barbara than to Google it, right? Because you have the source of information next to you, right? This is the capital, you know, that you have. And one of the good tips that one interesting tip that I got while we were organizing a crisis management workshop recently, like our Women Better in Crisis, Managing Crisis. And one of the tips that this the workshop facilitator got from her mentor was that, you know, make it every day, like build the social capital for managing the crisis, or, you know, for employability, like you said yourself, or, you know, maybe in future for business and so on. You never know. It's about to contact, you know, make a pause during the day and, you know, contact 5 people that you haven't contacted for a long time. They might be in your organization, they might be your ex-colleagues, they might be, you know, some people that you know, want to get in touch. Like take these 5 minutes, 5 people, because the funny thing is, when you need something, then in the future from them, it's not going to be awkward. Because this awkward moment that you check, you know, whatever, you know, if you're chatting on LinkedIn or WhatsApp, oh, we haven't chatted for 2 years and so on. And now I really need something because there's like a job opening at his or her company and I need something, right? So it's always good to think in that sense as well, you know, like building this up with, you know, for a reason, what can you do, you know, how you can, you know, support as well as selfishly we should be support your career, but as well, you know, what can you do and how can you help as well other people who cross your network and you meet them regularly. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, you freezed for a while.
You as well. So I was like, okay, I'll keep talking. So I hope the viewers will be able to catch up. But what I was saying is like this social capital, to be able to build it up and talk. And it goes as well. What I really love what you said yourself. It can be as well for the internal networking, but as well for every network. Like you said, book a time in your calendar. You said like, depending on your job and on your day, is it like 12:30 or 4:30 or 9:30 in the morning, where you book this time, this half an hour, and you go through, contacts, or you go to see people, or you go and give a phone call to that person and have a talk, about something or nothing. You never know what or specific agenda, what comes out as well. So I think it's crucial what you said yourself. I really love it. I had it with the virtual coffees.
Yeah.
But really be concise and be really, book it in, and don't forget it. It can be 15 minutes, half an hour, depending on your day. But
yeah. Exactly. It is very, very important. You know that I am an advocate for joy in business because there is a lack of joy in business. And I think that networking is one of the ways we can use in order to gain more joy in business. Because when we know people, we also have the opportunity to meet someone who really resonates with us. And also going to work might mean that we have a buddy over there, and we have someone we can share our thoughts with. We can have an accountability partner. We can have someone we can relate more easily than with other people. So this is also something that really is a way of looking at networking, internal networking, as a source of joy, of happiness, of
absolutely,
as a resource, let's say, an asset.
Absolutely. Your network, as you said, is an asset. So wherever you go, as you said yourself, maybe today I'm in this company, in 2 years I'm doing something else, and in 5 years maybe I'm starting my own business. And I'm as well a mentor for a few initiatives. And when people call me, usually they're looking for a job. In most of the cases, in one of the initiatives called as well Making It in Austria, from the WU Executive Academy, where I did an MBA. And when they call me and they say, I'm looking for a job, or I'm changing a job, or, my company is closing, and there's many, many reasons for that, I usually ask them, did you contact the network? And most of the people do traditionally. So they go to the website, so career website, there are jobs, or they go on LinkedIn, there are jobs, and they apply to that. They click over there, they apply, and they continue doing their own business. And I say, okay, but what is with your contacts? So even, if you think about 5 contacts, okay, who were your closest MBA classmates? They are working in 5 different companies. So why not just to, ring them, call them and say, look, I'm looking for, I'm for another opportunity, and this is my CV, and would you be able to, hand it in or send it to the HR, or, give me another maybe contact, and so on. So we often kind of, and it happens to me as well. We just forget that, the resources, as you said, assets are sitting next to us, and we just go and Google, how this thing is working, and there's a colleague next to you that knows it exactly, better than what you can find on
Exactly.
Internet.
So it is called a network because it's a net. So a net is supposed to take us when we are falling, or when we are when we need some support. So
and uplift us and hit us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Then there is all the other aspect of this topic related to who to have in our network, but this is another topic.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. We've been talking for over half an hour. I think we could go to talk for days, and I hope that we will continue at least next year to talk about this topic. I'm very open to different options, and I've seen, so as I told you, so I've just continued networking, and nowadays I'm looking, as you said, the creation. It's for me, it's nowadays, okay, how can I bring more people together? And how can my network and this network partner with other networks to create different projects, right? That are worth investing time and resources into it. Because I'm thinking, okay, if I have this great idea, and it will take me, I don't know, 5 or 10 years to realize it, because I just have to, 2 hands, and that's it. And a very limited time like everybody else on this planet. So why not take this concept, this idea to a specific network or networks, and then find a way that we jointly do do things together and then realize it within 6 months or 1 year. So this is just the way I live. So it's just like in a sharing and giving. So, and not thinking about, so it's just, okay, it's a great project. Let's make it happen. So let's support other people, or, create other opportunities for other people. Because that's, as you said, worth living, life worth living, actually.
Yeah, but at the end, we leave a legacy. So the legacy is not us; is what we leave behind and around us. And this is because there are other people, not because there was just us.
Yeah. We often forget that, right? Living in our own bubble. Thank you, Luisa, so much. It was a pleasure. It was really a pleasure.
Same here.
Yeah.
I send you my best kisses and hugs.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching. So for watching, I will link the contact details from Luisa from LinkedIn. So check it out, what she's working on, pretty exciting. So thank you for subscribing. Next episode coming your way next week. And I'm looking forward for the next monthly get together as well. It's always...
Hi, everybody.
Thank you, Luisa, and enjoy the evening. Greetings to Milan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.